WRTV6 News starts now.
Good evening and welcome to WRTV News at 11 o'clock. I'm Derek Dennis. We begin tonight with the weather because it is changing pretty fast out there. Storms are rolling in. Let's get on over to Storm Track 8 meteorologist Ryan Morse.
Yeah, and Derek, some good news here. The last of the severe thunderstorm watches have been dropped from central and northern Indiana. They were in place for the north central and northern parts of the state. That dropped. Plenty of lightning strikes associated with the line of showers and storms dropping through the state. Line of showers and some cells going through just south and west of Kokomo, through Frankfort, north of Crawfordsville. We're probably watching wind here as we're going through the next couple hours, but the severe threat dwindling. Live look at our Speedway camera. It's been bouncing up and down with the winds today, gusting over 30 miles an hour. Here's future radar, which takes us into the early morning hours. On and off showers and storms filling in along I-70, starting to drop further as we're getting into the overnight hours, but it's looking like a wet morning commute at points for tomorrow. Southern Indiana will have to wait later in the day tomorrow for some of the showers and storms to drop further south here. Temperature right now sitting at 73 degrees. You go up to Chicago, 41. Shows the power of our front, which is getting into the state. So we're looking ahead to tomorrow. On and off showers and storms likely through the morning. Probably turning a little bit more spotty this afternoon or tomorrow afternoon. Temperatures in the upper 50s and 60s. Winds out of the east-northeast, 5 to 10 miles an hour. Big temperature spread for tomorrow statewide. 50 in South Bend. You go into the southern parts of the state in the low to mid 80s. We have more rain and storm chances on the way later on this week. Of more coming up in my full forecast.
RTV6's Ryan Morse, thanks. Well, neighbors say the intersection of College and Massachusetts Avenue here in Indianapolis is dangerous. Vision Zero Task Force and DPW are getting ready to install safety upgrades by the end of the summer. But is that enough for now? We sent News 8's Kat Sandoval to give us a look.
There are a mix of cars, bikes, pedestrians, and runners all converging on this intersection of Mass Ave, College Avenue, and St. Clair Street. The other day, plastic orange barriers were there to protect pedestrians. Today, just the plastic bollards remain.
Actually, right over here to my left is where Brandon Breedlove was killed by a drunk driver over 2 years ago now. This remains really dangerous, and we need better solutions. We need safer streets. We need safer pedestrian infrastructure right here on the Cultural Trail.
Jake Butler led a Safe Street protest in November of last year, hoping to enact some sort of permanent change. A local business owner tells me he's seen too many close calls and accidents.
This is one of the plastic posts set up by the city. It is bolted by 2 screws instead of 4, and so it's pretty flimsy.
Indianapolis Vision Zero, which aims to eliminate traffic fatalities and injuries since 2023, says there have been 1 fatality and 25 crashes in the area. But those were mostly car crashes from unsafe backing by vehicles.
There has not been a fatal crash since 2009.
The city will be installing something more permanent by the end of the summer when they reconstruct College Avenue's roadways.
You know, we're doing permanent bollards, we're doing curb extension, we're doing a lot more infrastructure to improve the safety of that intersection.
But the people around the neighborhood I spoke to say they've witnessed accidents and injuries. They say vehicles speed through the intersection.
It just cannot take 2 years to put in, you know, at this point, what are not permanent solutions, what need to be fast, inexpensive, and quick fixes that happen, you know, the day after somebody's killed.
Vision Zero and DPW will continue with their plan to put permanent safety barriers by the end of the summer. For now, concrete planters have been placed by local residents. Reporting in Indianapolis, I'm Kat Sandoval for WRTV 6.
All right, our Kat Sandoval reporting there. Well, the biggest weekend in college basketball is set to tip off, and all eyes are on Indianapolis. The NCAA Men's Final Four is here, bringing thousands of fans to the Circle City for a packed lineup of events. Festivities begin Friday across downtown, including the March Madness Music Festival at American Legion Mall. And the fan favorite Final Four dribble is on Sunday. Our Malia Van Ostrand gives us a closer look at what fans can expect from those 2 fan events.
It won't just be fans watching the action this weekend. Thousands of kids will be here at Carroll Stadium dribbling balls all through downtown as part of the Final Four's most interactive event.
One fan favorite returns Sunday morning. The men's Final Four dribble gives kids the chance to take part in the action.
Kids 18 and under will be dribbling basketballs throughout White River State Park. So we'll start at Carroll Stadium on IU Indy's campus. and then they'll dribble through White River State Park, and they'll end up at Victory Field.
Each participant will get a t-shirt and basketball. Organizers say the real takeaway is the experience.
We'll have a bunch of activations and a DJ at the start line. That'll start at 1 o'clock. Registration for people that signed up will begin at 11:30, and then it'll be a really fun time for everyone.
Starting Friday, a 3-day concert series at American Legion Mall for the March Madness Music Festival featuring national artists. Thousands of fans are expected.
We got 21 Pilots headlining on Friday, Zach Brown Band on Saturday, and then Post Malone on Sunday. So, I mean, these are the biggest acts in the country, and they're all for free here in Indianapolis over Men's Final Four weekend. So we're just really excited.
The music festival is expected to be one of the biggest draws of the weekend. Glyat says everyone is welcome, but entry will be on a first-come, first-served basis.
They'll have food out there to buy, concessions, and then we'll have one of the second largest Ferris wheel in the country will be, so people can ride that as well.
With events spread across downtown, city leaders say it's all about creating moments fans will remember.
It's a really great time to bring everyone together and enjoy it.
Both of the events are free and open to the public, but organizers recommend getting to events early, especially for the music festival, as large crowds are expected throughout the weekend. Registration for the Dribble event is now closed. In Indianapolis, I'm Aaliyah Van Ostrand for WRTV 6.
All right, Malia Van Ostrand reporting there. Let's get to this. The Final Four fun is happening beyond the court. The Indianapolis airport has announced that Southwest is adding 2 specialty nonstop flights to bring in fans for the Final Four weekend. This is the first from Hartford, Connecticut, and the second is from Tucson, Arizona. Both flights will bring in fans on April 3rd and return on April 7th. The Indy airport anticipates more than 70,000 fans per day will converge on the city leading up to the April 6th championship game at Lucas Oil. All right, Sports 8's Angela Morian is here to talk some college basketball. Big weekend ahead, right?
Yeah, do you have your tickets to the Final Four?
I can't afford them. They're pretty expensive.
Yeah, pretty expensive, but still plenty of events around and plenty of things you can do if you're a college basketball fan.
I'll
and
be
enjoy
at the
weekend.
I'll be at the free events.
Okay, we'll catch you at the free events, Derek. We'll catch you at the free events. We're talking about Purdue men's basketball also. They came 1 win shy of being a part of the fun this weekend in the Final Four. That doesn't mean this season and team wasn't special to head coach Matt Painter. College basketball continues to evolve in this new world of pay to play. Yet at Purdue, it's more about come spend 4 years at West Lafayette, get your degree, and win a lot of games. Painter was asked after Saturday night's loss how hard it was for today's athletes to have continued success.
It's hard being on a team, and it's really hard in today's world being on a team. Like I just, for people when I played, for people to bust your about something, you had to read the morning newspaper. You had to wait till the next day to get your ripped. Today it's just 24/7, and it's cool for us. Like we're grown and we're 50 and everything's good. They're 20 years old, and that's hard. And you're like, well, they make money now and they do all that. Man, it's hard. I don't care if they make money or they don't make money. It's a really, really hard racket to get them to knock out noise and play and sacrifice, and because it's not perfect. It's a team sport. It's not perfect. And those guys showed up every day and, and battled, and they were company men. And that's what you want, man. You want guys that, do right by Purdue and not just in a basketball sense.
Purdue might not be playing, but here are the 4 teams that are. 3-seed Illinois will face 2-seed UConn and Greenfield's old Braylon Mullins. In that first game on Saturday, tip-off at 6:09. Then Michigan faces Arizona in the later game, 8:49 tip. All of that happening at Lucas Oil Stadium. We, of course, will be there to cover it all for you. Switching gears to racing. Check that countdown clock because it's just 155 days away from the 110th running of the Indy 500. It's starting to feel more real, especially if you're driving down 16th Street in Speedway. Today, the Indianapolis Motor Speedway hung a brand new banner above Gate 2. That giant banner celebrating the defending 500 champ, Alex Palou. The Chip Ganassi racing driver was there to help with the unveiling this afternoon. From seeing his likeness on the Borg Warner Trophy to the ticket reveal and now this banner, these are moments Palou says he won't ever forget.
You're used to seeing other drivers, used to seeing Newgarden, Elio, Marcus, I don't know, the first year was maybe passionate. Like, you're used to seeing other drivers and you're like, man, I wish someday I can come here and see myself and my car out there after winning. So it's super cool.
It was a big weekend for Palou. He won the Grand Prix down at Barber on Saturday, and then IndyCar president Doug Bowles even gave him a birthday cake. Turns 29 tomorrow. Check that out. Speaking of the 500, Indiana football head coach Curt Cignetti has a busy couple months ahead. Spring practice for the national champs has already started. Tomorrow, the Hoosiers host their spring pro day, where Heisman winning quarterback Fernando Mendoza will throw for NFL scouts. Then come May, Cignetti will lead the field of 33 at the 500 for this year's honorary pace car driver. He talked about how fast he's ever driven by himself.
I can't tell you the truth, but I bought a new, okay, hold up here now, Audi SQ8 the first summer I was employed here from down the road there. And that thing's got a lot of horsepower in it. And one night, you know, within the first couple weeks that we owned it, my wife and I were returning from Ohio to see our son, and there was nobody on the highway. I would not be setting a good example for young people that need to. So, but I idled it down pretty quick. But it's got a little juice in it. But I you know, I'm gonna put the pedal to the metal when they tell me to in Indy.
Oh boy, be on the lookout for Sig behind that wheel. Exciting couple months ahead right here in Indy. Derek?
I wonder if he got a speeding ticket. All right, Angela, thanks so much. This story, hundreds of child care centers have closed since September 1st. And we learned tonight why relief is still not assured.
That's locally owned, locally operated. This is RTV 6.
Welcome back to WRTV News at 11. I'm Derek Dennis. More than 300 child care centers have closed in Indiana since September 1st. That's according to a new estimate from child care advocates. News 8's government reporter, WRTV's government reporter, Garrett Bergquist, explains why relief is still not quite assured.
It will be at least mid-April before any emergency funding gets released for the Child Care Development Fund voucher program. The money problem is driving most of the closures. Advocates for early child care say the loss of support is killing home-based child cares in particular.
Where are these 10,000 children and above? It's very important for us to evaluate that. So they went to less quality. That's what we want. We want families to take their children to places they can afford and not depend on the voucher, but we don't know about the safety and the health of the children.
Osman says since September 1st, 311 child cares have closed in Indiana. About 2/3 of them closed specifically due to cuts to the Child Care Development Fund voucher program. Those vouchers cover child care costs for families. As those vouchers have been cut, families have pulled their children out of child care altogether. Osman says the vast majority of the closures have been home-based child cares. You can often find them in neighborhoods. In all, she says Indiana has lost more than 10,000 child care seats.
This is huge setback for home-based who need more support. They are small businesses. They are their own business operator. They don't have that backbone of businesses. And usually we found that when family childcare home closed, they will not reopen again. So we have lost that supply.
State lawmakers passed a temporary fix during this year's legislative session. The bipartisan State Budget Committee can now release funding from the Financial Responsibility and Opportunity Growth, or FROG Fund. That's a $300 million fund that can be used for a few different purposes. But lawmakers have said they don't expect all $300 million to go to childcare. The committee has not yet released any funding. Osman says she's waiting to see the committee's next move. She says she wants lawmakers to work on a more permanent funding solution during next year's budget negotiations.
I would like for them to use data. I would like for them really to visit the cost of childcare and give us a sustainable, valid funding that will not be affected by, oh, we don't have enough money here or we don't have enough money here.
The State Budget Committee's next meeting is scheduled for April 16th. At the State House, I'm Garrett Bergquist for WRTV 6.
All right, Garrett, thanks. Let's turn to WRTV 6 weather now. This is a look over downtown Indianapolis. Skies are changing because storms are on the way. Let's turn it over to our meteorologist, Ryan Morris. Ryan?
Yeah, and we've only had a couple showers go through downtown in the 3 o'clock hour earlier on today. Here's current radar and why we have more on the way. You're looking off to our west. Along our frontal boundary, we have scattered showers and storms in central and eastern Illinois. This is all drifting off to the east. And we may have to watch the flooding concern in the early morning hours, especially for some of these spots north of I-70, where some of the same showers and storms are going over. Frankfort, some lightning strikes went through your area about a half hour ago. Same thing with Crawfordsville, Kokomo, Lafayette. Those were spots added to severe thunderstorm watch through the evening. Those have been dropped. So the severe threat is dwindling. Looking ahead in our forecast, we'll have showers, on and off rain expected for Wednesday with rumbles of thunder. Another late storm chance as we're looking ahead to Thursday and Easter, below average temperatures. Future radar through the rest of tonight shows the showers and storms sliding in along the front. Again, we'll watch some of these spots north by 70, see if we get some flooding concerns. You had areas in the northern third of the state that picked up a quick 1 to 2, even isolated 3 inches of rain. And that could be a possibility within some of these spots north of I-70 through tomorrow morning. Futurecast south of I-70 will have showers and storms starting to pivot further south through the late afternoon and evening hours. And then the front lifts right back to the north as we're going into Wednesday night and Thursday. Right now, temperatures at 73. Look at Lafayette. South of the front, 55 in Lafayette, 64 in Kokomo, and 74 in Greencastle. Was windy at points for today, gusting 30 to 40 miles an hour. Severe storm risk for tomorrow. Southeastern Indiana, a 1 out of 5. Marginal risk of severe weather. Wind would probably be the main concern there. But again, low-end risk. For tomorrow, temperatures in the mid to upper 50s through the midday hours and then getting into the lower 60s. It's not going to be for everyone. In relation to that front, 50 in South Bend. You go into southern Indiana, 83 in Evansville, 78 in French Lick, and 73 in Bloomington. Severe storm risk going into Thursday. This will be late in the day Thursday into the overnight hours. Slight 2 out of 5 risk north and west of Indianapolis, stretching into northern Indiana. Here's why on future radar. It's going to take a bit, but Thursday, a good chunk of the day will be dry. Thursday evening into Thursday night, we'll have a line of showers and storms. All modes of severe weather are possible within that line. In terms of rainfall numbers, another round on the way Friday and Saturday. We could see 1 to 3 inches in Indianapolis, a bit higher as you go up to Kokomo and Lafayette, 2 to 4 inches. 7-day forecast for us in our area. Temperatures on Thursday, while we have the dry time, getting to 80 degrees. Good Friday, temperatures expected to be in the mid to upper 70s. I know it's a big weekend with Final Four weekend, Easter weekend. Easter will be dry, 50 degrees, and temperatures below average to start off next week.
All right, Ryan, thanks. We're celebrating Women's History Month with style. Meet the local company and its team members turning design into a legacy.
This is RTV6, serving Indy since 1949.
As we mark the end of Women's History Month, we're highlighting a local business that's making a lasting impact. IDEO Incorporated has been transforming interior design for more than 3 decades, and it's led entirely by women. The company has also earned a spot as one of Indiana's best places to work for 4 consecutive years. Tonight, we introduce you to the women behind the design.
We're women-owned business. We have been since 1992, which was the origination of the company. Jill Mendoza found it in the basement of her house, and then of course Leah and I as the owners now. But we do commercial interior design, so we're looking at healthcare, higher education, life sciences, mission-critical type work. We've even gotten to the municipal space with some correctional facilities most recently. And again, I mentioned that specialized move management as well. We could do something as simple as an office space, looking at repurposing equipment, tearing down furniture systems, putting them back together, reduce, contract, but also that specialized move management. Not a lot of people think about needing someone to really think out their laboratory spaces or those detailed environments, and that's actually where you do need that coordination between all the different vendors. I know Leah and I, we both started out as interns. I've been here about 22 years and Lee 17. I remember her from Ball State when she was doing the check-in for a students event. I was speaking as a professional in the industry coming through, and then she did intern at our office. I did enjoy that because I wasn't the youngest person at the office anymore. So I was able to share in some of those duties, and we really worked close together. But one of the things I have in my folder, and she always kind of blushes, is I have the program from 2007, a Ball State event that they held where she was on the board, and then I came and spoke to the classes, and then I have a handwritten thank you note from her on Ball State stationery thanking me for coming and speaking to their class.
I feel like I've learned a lot from people that have mentored me in my career, from Jill, our previous owner, some of my managers. I definitely learned a lot about the business and about just working hard as a designer and building client relationships. So I have a lot of people to thank for that. The most important thing to me throughout my career has been working really hard on projects, building client relationships, building trust, and seeing continued work with those clients based on how well we're working on projects for them and the service that we're providing. Building new relationships and new clients will continue us and help us to be successful. I feel like we have some great synergies among our teammates, and we have a wide range of abilities and experiences that I think together bring a really good team and a lot of abilities that we can offer our clients.
I think the future's great. I think as long as we can keep the momentum, focus on what's most important, which is the people within the business that are doing the work. Not one of us can do it all on our own, but it's just being collaborative, being open and honest with one another, saying where we might be lacking, if we need something, looking for that right candidate to fill to just make our team even stronger.
Celebrating women's history. Well, the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute is teaming up with state police and local agencies for a statewide enforcement campaign targeting speeding and distracted driving. Officials say officers will work extra patrols from April 4th through the Safer Roads campaign. In 2023, Indiana recorded 249 fatalities tied to speeding and 47 from distracted driving. Agencies stress these crashes are preventable, and they urge drivers to follow the hands-free cell phone law to slow down and stay focused behind the wheel. Renova Total Health officially opened its concierge-style practice at Carmel City Center. The new wellness center is bringing multiple specialties under one roof, including primary care, sports medicine, gynecology, and psychiatry. The practice offers personalized relationship-driven care, along with advanced wellness treatments like hormone optimization, IV therapy, and mental health support. Officials say the goal is to provide seamless, high-touch care that treats patients as individuals. Renova Total Health is open weekdays from 9 until 5 p.m.
Rain continues to fill in across north central Indiana. We'll have more of this action sliding south through the early morning hours. A last look at the 7-day forecast in just a few minutes.
You're watching RTV 6. We are local.
Before we go, final check of our weather.
Yeah, it's looking pretty wet at points in our forecast. It's the type of forecast, just throw the umbrella in the back seat. On and off showers and storms tomorrow, another rain chance late on Thursday.
Thanks for watching WRTV 6 News at 11. Our next newscast is in the morning, and I'll see you tomorrow at 5.